Hey everyone, in today's lesson, we're going to talk about inputs and outputs. Now, if you remember, there are four things that a computer must have in order for it to be considered a computer. It must have both inputs, outputs, processing, and storage. We're going to get into processing and storage in another lesson, and today we're going to talk about inputs and outputs. So, in order to put this in perspective, let's think about Snapchat for a second. Okay. I think that's an app that everyone's familiar with, right? So, think about your Snapchat app and think about the different ways that you can communicate with your friends through Snapchat, right? So, you can send a photo, right? You can send a picture taken through the camera. You can send a chat, right? You just type into the keyboard and it comes up via text on their app. You can send a video. You can hear the audio, so you can see the visual and the sound. So there's a lot of different things that we can, put into our phones, send through the phone, and then it comes out as output on your friend's app, on your friend's phone screen. So think about it in terms of that. It's information that we are sending to the computer, which comes out as a form of information on the other end, right? So we're constantly communicating with various apps and various, uh, forms of computers, right? We're putting information in, and those are all considered user inputs. So let's look at some example apps. Now, before you do this assignment, you have to join code.org, join our class in code.org to be able to do the pet chooser app and the story creator. So if you are not able to access these apps, that means you need to go back to the previous assignment called joincode.org. Okay. So, first of all, we're going to look at a couple different apps and then decide how is that app getting information. So remember, that's called the input. And then, obviously the app is going to spit out information as well, and that is called the output. The first app that we're going to test out today is called the Pet Chooser app. So this particular app is going to help us choose a pet. So let's examine this app so that we can determine the correct inputs and outputs for this app. In order to get these apps to run, you have to press run. Okay, so in this particular app, you have to click here to start, and it's going to ask you a series of questions. Now, you should answer it based on your answers to see what, pet it comes up with for you, but I'm going to answer it, based on my answer. So, are you allergic to pet fur? Luckily, no, because I have two dogs that love to shed. Do you like going outside? Yes, I do. Would you rather go with the crowd or be different? Hmm, I would rather be different. It's telling me to get a goat. Oh my goodness. My son would probably love that. He would probably think it was the funniest thing. So it asked me, let's just kind of review here what it asked me. What are the inputs? So first I had to put in, am I allergic to pet fur? So I'm going to, click back over here to my assignment. So what does this information need to know in order to work properly? Allergies, and what else was there? Going outside. And there was one more thing, right? Going with the crowd or being different. Okay, so you guys might have slightly different answers if it asks you different questions. Okay, so these were the inputs or the questions that I had to answer. I had to input that by pressing a button, right? And then it tells me the output, which is a pet recommendation, right? And it told me a goat. So here you can put your pet recommendation. All right, so maybe someday I'll get a goat, who knows? All right, so that was the Pet Chooser app. So we put in certain inputs to get the output, which was a pet recommendation. The next app that we are going to look at is a story creator. And this app is going to create a custom story for us. And these are just really basic examples of apps, obviously, guys. The apps that you use on your phone are far more advanced. But the purpose of code.org and this lesson on code.org is to show you just like really basic apps. Okay. So fill in the blanks to create a custom story. Okay. My name is Kelly. I'm going to put in a color. Blue is my favorite color. Food. Oreos. Okay, I love Oreos right now. Emotions. Happy. City. I'm going to put Mars because I'm from Mars. All right, so my inputs here are, name, food, color, emotion, city. All right, so what does this story creator need in order to work correctly? It needs name, food, color, city. Did I miss one? I think I missed one. Emotion. Okay. Oops. Emotion and then also type of story, right? Okay. So I get the option to either make a sci-fi story or a Western story. So I'll go ahead and make a sci-fi story, and it pops out this story that is personalized. These are kind of like Mad Libs, right? It pops out this story that is personalized to me. So that is the output, right? So it's a story personalized to my answers. Or inputs. Okay. So for the last app you're going to look at today for this inputs and outputs lesson is an improved pet chooser, right? So it's going to give us a better answer than what you did before. So what are the new inputs? Okay, I'm going to let you guys fill this one in yourself. And where is the new where is it getting this information? So in this question, it's going to, ask you what information comes from the user of the pet app? What information comes from phone sensors? So phone sensors are things like GPS and your battery level is a phone sensor. They're things that are constantly running on your phone. Of course, if we have them turned on in settings, and they are constantly gathering information about you. And yes, those are user inputs. So if you just go to your settings on your phone, you can see all these different these sensors that are constantly running, and GPS is a big one. So try to do your best on this improved pet app. Also, when we're talking about user inputs, a lot of times apps get their information directly from the internet. So apps have the ability, without you doing anything, to just grab information from the internet, like where is something located, right? What is the address of a pet store? So that's something I want you to look at with this final app you're going to look at for the activity, the improved pet app. If you have any question about this assignment or inputs and outputs or how apps find information, please let me know. Thank you for joining me today for this lesson. Bye.